Hi everyone. So now we're just going to try these two questions and I'll get you to try them on your own. So the first one is to show the customer first name, last name, order date, and status of the order for each order in the orders table with a matching customer in the customer table. And the second question is to display the first name and last name of all customers and the order date and order number of their orders, even if the customer made no orders. Okay, so I'll pause the video now and you can try it and then I'll give you the answers after. Okay, so I've just opened up a new query here. So we want to see the customer first name and last name, the order date, and the status for all orders with a matching customer. So we'll use inner join here. So let's just first select all the records from the orders table. Okay, so you can see the status is shipped here. Probably the most common status, but there is some that are cancelled, disputed, in process, on hold, and resolved. So we want to see the contact first name, so it's not going to show up until we actually join our customers table. So let's just name our orders table T1, and we'll just do an inner join of the customers table, and I'll just name that T2. And we're going to join these on the customer number. So if you did want to double check that, we can always refer to our ER diagram, or you can also just look at the customers table here on the left hand side. If we just click customers, you can see the primary key is customer number here. And the same for orders. So we'll just go to the orders and you can see here customer number at the bottom. It's also in bold, meaning it's a foreign key. And our primary key is underlined. So after our T1, we'll just start writing our column name, and it will show up customer number equals T2 dot customer number. So I'll just run this first. So this is bringing back all the records. Now on the right hand side, we can see all the customer details. So we did see this from our previous lecture, but we only want to see the contact first name, last name, and the order date and the status. So it is also good practice, even if the column isn't ambiguous to both tables, it's still good to just put the alias or the name of the table in front of the column that you're querying it from, and it's really just in case anyone else is reading your query in the future, which will happen. So yep, I've just ran the 4 columns and they're showing up now, the first name, last name, order date, and status for all our customers. Okay, so now we'll try our second question, which is display the first name and last name of all customers and their order details, even if they made no orders. So if we want to see all customers, even if they made no orders, we'll need to use the left join, with the customers table being the first table. Okay, so back in MySQL Workbench, I'll just add a semicolon here. So let's do a select star from the customers table first. I just like to look at what's in the table before I start writing my query. So we know that we have the customer number, which we're joining our orders on, but we're just using the customers table first. So that's going to be the difference in these two queries, as well as our join type. So we'll do a left join of the orders. So I'll just first write T2 after the orders table. So we're going to join them on the customer number. Okay, so let's just show all columns first. So we'll see all their orders. So we're going to see the customer name multiple times because they would have made multiple orders. So contact first name is coming from the first table, and so is the last name. And the order date and order number will come from the second table. So I'll just add in the alias. Okay, so now we can see the customer details and their order details in the same output. So yeah, you can see there is going to be some customers here who didn't make any orders, and it's just going to show up as null from the orders table because there was no matching order. So even if we ordered this by order date, all that comes up first is all the nulls. So these will be all the customers who made no orders. So as I said, if you did want to see any customer who made no order, we can just add in a where condition where the T2, and you can pick any column from T2, but it's best to pick the primary key. So I normally would pick the order number, for example, is null. So if we run that, we're only going to see the customers who made no orders. And you can also add a is not null, and that will only show the customers who made orders. But that's just another way of writing inner join. Inner join would only bring in the customers who made orders as well. Okay, so we've answered those two queries now. So you can also save them if you like. So you could just hit File and Save Script, or Save Script As, and you can just save it wherever you like in your computer. And you could also write, for example, question 1. So you can't just write it like this because it will be an error, because it thinks this is wanting to be queried, question 1. So if we wanted to just comment this out, you can just do a / and then a star. Well, now it's commenting out the whole query, but you can close that then by adding in another star and a / again. So it's just going to show question 1 at the start here, and then it will run this query. And then you can do the same. We'll just copy this down and just add in question 2. Now you can save that script if you ever did want to refer back to it. So that is it for joins for now. But as I said, we will work with joins a lot later in the course, particularly during our analysis. So you will get much more practice with this. So in the next section, we'll start looking at union and union all. So I'll see you there.